So, are you one of those gardeners that just hate going to the grocery store and buying produce? Because, hey, here in California, you can grow just about everything. Hi, my name is Jeff, the Tropical Garden Guy. Today, we're going to talk about my favorite avocado to grow here in Northern California, Zone 9B. But first, if you like this channel, if you like growing exotic tropical fruit trees in marginal climates, click the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my very best to get back to folks with their comments and questions. So, for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I have a number of different varieties of avocados. I only have like 4 or 5 trees, but they are amazing, just loaded. And this year, I think it's a little bit of an off year for growing avocados, but I'm doing pretty good, especially my favorite variety, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, most of my trees are multi-grafted, and the reason why is because I want to experiment with the different varieties of fruit and how well they do in our Northern California climate. Now, Northern California is not known for its avocado growing. I mean, we grow peaches and nectarines and grapes and almonds and stuff like that, but just avocados we're not known for it. Most people will have citrus. A lot of folks will have citrus in their yards, but no avocados, and that just really drives me crazy, because if you like avocados, there's no reason, if you can grow citrus, there's no reason why you can't grow avocados. There should be no reason why you can't grow avocados in your area. So we're going to get to the point of my favorite avocados. Now the thing is, to have a favorite avocado, number one, it has to taste good. I mean, obviously, if you don't want to eat the avocados, why should you grow them? And there are a few that I have tasted that, to be honest with you, I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of Wilma. I'm not a big fan of Stewart. I'm not a big fan of, just a couple of them that are out there that are especially the more hardy ones that people grow just because they survive the winters. Now, for my climate, an avocado tree has to be able to survive temperatures that may, once every 50 years, get down to 20 degrees. The last time we've hit below that was 1990, when we had 17 degrees, and it caused a lot of damage to a lot of my trees. Matter of fact, most things got froze to the ground, including my avocados. But they grew back. I covered the graft with big piles of dirt, and they grew back. And the following year, they actually, at 17 degrees, my bacon avocados actually grew back to the normal size. I mean, that quickly, 1 year. So, what is my favorite avocado? Well, the other thing is, it has to have good taste. It has to be a good slicer. It doesn't have to be a good slicer, because most of the avocados that I eat are guacamole. I love guacamole. I use it for mayonnaise for most things. But so you want it to have good flavor, you want it to be a good texture, and you also want it to be a good grower in your climate. Now, that limits a lot of things, because here we are very hot in my Zone 9B climate. This year is an exception. I think we've only had maybe less than 10 days above 100, and we're in late August. But you want them to be able to survive that heat. You want them to be able to survive your wind. You want to be able to survive your soil. If you have, like I do, I have Phytophthora for growing things here for 30 years and putting different avocado trees in the ground. They die off and then I move. So I've got Phytophthora in various spots in my garden, and I think everybody does, but in my garden I've got a couple places that are just really bad. So what do? I plant on a raised bed. You see this? That helps with Phytophthora. As a matter of fact, I've had a tree die here. When I first moved here back in the 90s, I had a tree die here from Phytophthora. I'm pretty sure it's Phytophthora, root rot. And then I put this raised bed on it, planted a Mexico grande, and it took off. And since then, I've grafted it many, many times. I've got 6 or 7 different grafts on it. But anyway, let's get back to my favorite avocado. I tend to lean towards Mexicola Grande. I love bacon. Bacon is a good one. That's probably in my top 10. It took the temperatures back in 1990 down to 17 degrees, froze the trunk all the way to the ground, but it regrew from above the graft when I covered it. So that's a pretty good hardiness for bacon. And bacons will ripen on the tree here starting in about December. So you might be able to catch them before any hard freezes. Freezes generally aren't a problem for me lately. It could be global warming or whatever they want to call it today. But, you know, we're warmer than we were. So we have a bigger selection of good quality avocados. We're not stuck to just bacon or Zutano or Mexicola Grande. But that said, one of my top avocado fruiting varieties here in Modesto is the original. This tree was originally a Mexicola Grande tree, and as you can see, it's got a lot of fruit on it. See this? It's got a lot of fruit on it, and I love the taste of it. It's really good. I would say it's comparable, at least in my garden, to it's comparable to Hass. Maybe not quite as perfect as Hass, but it's a pretty good fruit. It takes temperatures, severe freezes down to about, I'd say 23 before you start seeing damage, which is good for us here in the Central Valley. 23 is a rare one, unless you live out in the country. But so no, it's not my favorite. Let me get a close-up of it. Let me see if I can get a close-up of this. It's not my favorite. It's a small fruit right now. It'll be ripe starting in about 2 months. That's Mexicola Grande. That used to be my go-to, but let's take a look at this Big Black. I apologize, I have an alarm here with it hooked up to a camera because look at all this fruit. I just cannot get this fruit. Take a chance in all this fruit. This is Big Black. I used to call it Big Mexicola Super Grande because the flavor is similar to Mexicola Grande, but the fruit is a lot bigger and it's a lot more precocious. Look at this. Take a look at this. Isn't this crazy? As I mentioned, the most important thing is flavor, and Big Black is very, very delicious. It's quite similar to a Hass, a little less oily, about as nutty. It's easy to slice, it's easy to dice, it's easy to make guacamole. I love it. So, to answer the question, what is my favorite fruit? It has to taste good, it has to produce a large amount, it has to be able to take our cold. I call it Big Black. That's the variety that I like. My favorite here is Big Black. It was originally called Negra Grande. I think it was a seedling found in Turlock or something like that by David Johnson. I call it Big Black because he called it Negra Grande, I guess means Big Black in Spanish. But no, I call it Big Black, and I give him credit for being one of the people that discovered it. So his last name is Johnson, so I call it Big Black Johnson. I know you got a lot of Snickers out there. You guys are being silly. Anyway, that's pretty much it. My name is Jeff. If you like this channel, if you like growing exotic tropical fruit trees in marginal climates, and especially avocados, click the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my very best to get back to folks with their comments and their questions. You have a wonderful day.